As you can see, I am living barefoot at the moment. There's one of the chooks. There's two of them. There's two of the chooks. Hello, chooks. Okay, hello everyone. So, if you don't know, I'm DC, and I've been fighting follicular lymphoma for the last 13 years. I was stage 4 twice in 2 years, just 2 years apart, almost 2 years to the day, almost. So January 2012 I was very high stage 4 with complications because of the size of my tumour that was wrapped around my aorta that killed one of my kidneys, and the other one was almost dead. And then again 2 years later I was very high stage 4 again, even though I was still going through treatments. And I did 3 years solid of chemotherapy, but I'm now 10 years in remission and I'm on 0 medications. Largely that's due to a high fat diet, now a high fat carnivore diet, but also I have lifestyle habits that have really helped along the way as well, including breath work and grounding and being outside and things like that. But you can check that video out up here. Okay, so what am I doing today? I'm going to give you a bit of an update on what I'm doing. I recently moved out to the countryside, as you can see around me. Okay, and there's a chicken right there. Yeah, and now I am pretty much just living barefoot. I haven't worn shoes around here since I moved, actually, but I have had trouble with the internet service, so I haven't been able to do a lot of videos or updates or live streams, especially. I think the weakest part. So because the service I get here is very, up and down, it sort of fluctuates a bit. But I'm working on that, and hopefully it will be sorted very soon. So I thought I'd show you around a bit as well, and I'll talk about what I've been doing this week. I've been having quite a few tests done. I had, some kidney tests and blood tests and blood tests and urine tests, and I will be getting those results next week. And it's kind of weird. It was my birthday on the 16th, so I'm now 52. And on the same day, someone I was talking to, who lives in Canada, passed away from stage 4 cancer. And it's kind of a bit of a reflective week, I guess. It just makes me wonder, I went through a lot. I went through a lot of treatment, much more treatment than most people, and it was tough. There was many touch and go moments where I almost didn't make it, and some debate whether I did or not, because there were a number of times where I stopped breathing, of course, and other things. But yeah, it just makes me wonder sometimes. Anyway, so I want to show you around where I am now, because I want to show you I'm living pretty much barefoot at the moment, except for when I go out. But there's a system that we have here, because we're pretty much off-grid. We rely mostly on solar power for most things. pretty much everything. But we also have a plumbing system. I think is quite ingenious, really. Well, I just think it's very good anyway. But there's a hose we've got here. That's the reason why this garden here does so well, I would think. And you see there's banana palms, even though I don't eat the fruit so much, but I do like growing the trees, and all these other palms here as well. But one good reason is that the system that we have, all our wastewater, nothing gets wasted here. There's a system we call it biocycle, and all our plumbing, everything goes straight into that. It gets filtered and then comes back out onto the garden, and it feeds the grass and it feeds the trees wherever we move the hose to. So we collect rainwater. That's what all these big tanks are. Okay, these big blue tanks, and there's more on the shed. We have a lot of water here. It's been really good. That little cement pad there, that is the biocycle. Okay. And it's a great system. There's no smell. There are newer ones. There are different types as well. There's a lot of different types. The newer ones now, they use like bales of hay and things like that to filter everything, and then you just change the biscuits, and there's all these different things you can do. But I find them quite great. I find them great because we get to just feed back into the garden. So like we collect the rainwater and all our wastewater, doesn't matter where it's from, like kitchen, toilet, whatever, it all goes back into the garden. So nothing at all gets wasted. Now we have a few things going on. There's another. So every little shed that we have, this is just a little garden shed for garden tools and stuff, but every shed that we have has a water tank on it. Some big, some small. But we utilize every roof space. Every roof space that we have collects water in the gutters and down into the tanks. So it's really cool. Okay, so next week I will be getting all of my test results back, so I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'm sure it's fine, but it's just, even 10 years in remission, you still have that niggling sort of in the background sort of thoughts that it could be back. With follicular lymphoma, there's always a chance that, they keep telling me like it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And after the second time, like I said, I was stage 4 twice in 2 years. It sort of reaffirms that, doesn't it? It really does. It's going to be back. You just hope that you can, prolong it as much as possible, And you can see here, I have a lot of trees that I've been growing from seed. Most of them are fruit trees, not all of them, but most of them are. But when a tree comes down, dies or gets hit by lightning or something, I like to plant more trees. I have red gums that I've been planting as well, and they shoot up pretty quick actually, so I'll be planting some more of them soon. Yeah. But whenever someone around me eats a piece of fruit, I like to save the seeds and just grow the tree, And it's not like I've Like, I never eat a piece of fruit. It's just that I try not to, because, you know, fructose especially is very bad for the liver. But, you know, fatty liver is one of the reasons why I actually got cancer in the first place. You know, exogenous carbohydrates in the liver produce fat, you know, fatty liver. And that is a damaged liver. You know, fatty liver disease is a damaged liver. And that causes a lot of, you know, damage everywhere else, including the mitochondria, and you know, a high deuterium diet, again, is another piece of the puzzle. I don't believe it's any one thing that does this. I think it's a combination. It's the combination of ultra-processed foods, low-fat diets, and, you know, and it wasn't that I ate a lot of junk food. It was that the ultra-processed foods were health foods. You know, they were ultra-processed, so-called health foods, you know, from the fitness industry. That's what all the ultra-processed foods were that I ate. It wasn't that I ate a lot of candy and chocolate bars and all that sort of stuff, and cakes. You know, I went through phases like anyone, but it wasn't that sort of diet. I never had that kind of diet, you know. It was always, you know, fitness industry stuff, like you know, pre-workout drinks, post-workout drinks, protein powders, and all the other crap that goes with it. You know, pills and, you know, supplements, and you know, vitamins and minerals. You know, these fake processed versions of vitamins and minerals that do nothing for us anyway. You know, so I don't mean to lecture people, but it's just, you know, I'm sort of having one of those, you know, how did I do it sort of days. I mean, I know how I did it, but, you know, I see some strong people losing their fights, and it's yeah, I'm just very grateful that, you know, I'm very lucky, actually. Of course, you know, I went through my trials anyway, but I'm feeling pretty good, apart from some of the bad news I had this week. But I am feeling very good. So I'm feeling very confident, even though, like, I'm still waiting for these test results. Like, and it's always the same when you like I said before, you know, it's always in the back of your head sort of thing. But it's a very small voice now. That voice is getting very, very small, and much smaller every year, you know. Like, I've just celebrated another birthday. Yeah, that when I was first diagnosed in 2012, it was January, and March being my birthday, it was like, you've got a 2% chance to see your next birthday, right? That was what they said, basically. And then it's like, even if you do make it, like, it's only a matter of time till it comes back. It's very negative, really negative, actually. But yeah, I guess it's just the way that, you know, their experience is that not many people do survive, so they try to prepare them for the worst straight up, I guess. Even though I did find it very difficult for them to actually give you a straight answer, you know, I don't like that, because I would rather know straight up what I'm fighting, so that I know exactly, yeah, how bad it's going to be, sort of thing. But even then, it takes a while to sink in. It didn't really sink in that much until the second time either. So I don't know. Maybe that hard-headed skull of mine is one reason I survived, I guess. But, you know, and I'm not just surviving, I'm doing pretty well. Since the move, though, I haven't found myself a gym, but I am thinking of buying maybe some just minimal equipment here And I mean, there's certainly things I can do here to train as well, sprints and that. I've got plenty of space to do all that, and I think I'll be doing some of that, and I'll keep you guys posted. And like I said in the 8 habits video, now I think that, okay, like diet is like your foundation, okay, but I really believe that each and every one of those habits have a significant input to my health, and of course everyone else's. You know, we are built to move. We are built to be outside. We are like, our skin is like a solar panel, okay, and whatever we touch we absorb, you know. And even when you wash your hands and you use different types of soaps and things like that, you absorb that in through your skin, and that all affects how you produce hormones and things like that as well. So it stands to reason, when you are in contact with the ground, that you absorb that energy as well, that electromagnetic energy. So I really believe that, and it's I mean, it's the science proves it as well, you know. So I guess I'm kind of rambling on a bit, but I'll go for a short walk, and I will show you some more of the land that I am on at the moment. And like I said, I am working on the internet service, so hopefully I will be able to do a live stream with all of you soon. Okay, so that's a little piece of it, of the land. And yeah, I love all these big rocks. I like to sit up here and do breath work. It's very good. It's just very calming, and you know, the beautiful fresh air. It's really nice and clean. So I will keep you posted on all my test results that come in. I will have that done next Friday. So maybe next weekend I will let you know my test results. But between now and then, I've got some other videos I will try and get up. It just depends on my internet service at the moment. And I hope to have a live stream with you all soon, and we can talk more then. Alright everyone, hope you all have a great day, and I'll leave you with a bit of a view before I go.